welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all very well on this Sunday morning. Lovely. Today's video, not bookish. If you might well have watched my 10 goals for 10 months video where I talk about the goals that I've got for the rest of the year. I don't set New Year's resolutions, and I've done this for the past few years. I sort of have a couple of months at the beginning of the year to have a little settle and then set 10 goals for the remaining 10 months of the year in March. One of those goals, and something that I've been working on, is to have a low spend or a low buy year this year. Like I'm not in the middle of the screen, and you know I love to be in the middle of the screen. Has that done anything? Who knows? So I thought I'd share with you now. I'm only 3 months into this, not even 3 months. I'm filming this in the sort of beginning of March, but I thought I'd share with you tips and things that I've been doing so far to curb my spending this year. Now I think this is going to be an ever sort of growing list of things that I'm going to pick up as the year goes by, and I would love for this video and the comment section to be a sort of arena where we can share tips. So if anyone's got any tips for a low buy year that I don't mention here in the video, or any sort of expansion of things that I say here in this video, please do share them in the comments, because I will find it really useful, which is the number one thing, but I imagine you guys will find it really useful as well. And I know from having spoken about this on Instagram that a lot of you have sort of taken part in low spend or low buy years. So the first thing is that this is a low spend or a low buy year for me. It's not a no spend or a no buy year for me, because for me that is just a sort of unachievable thing. So my shopping habits used to be abysmal. Like I would buy new clothes all the time, a hell of a lot of fast fashion. Every time I went into a supermarket, I would end up coming home with items of clothing or shoes or homeware. I just couldn't not spend things, and I'd been like that for a really long time, basically ever since I've been earning my own money. Hiya Minnie, you coming up? Come on baby. Do you want to see her? You probably haven't seen her for a while. Here she is. Lovely fluffy girl, bit cross though. Off you go. No, stay there. So yeah, my spending had been sort of out of control. Now I'd curbed that definitely since moving in with David. Maybe not at the beginning of moving in with David, but like recently I've been buying a lot more secondhand clothes and things, like for the past few years, buying secondhand, sort of having to think about things. But this year I really wanted to sort of clamp down on buying stuff that I didn't need, or buying stuff that I wanted on a whim, which I still am very guilty of, which still at the beginning of this year I've been working on it a lot more, and see how I get on with that. And it's been going very well so far. The main thing that I will say that I've done is every time I'm somewhere or I'm online and a targeted ad comes or something like that happens, and I think, oh yeah, I actually do want that thing, I put it on a list on my phone. So I've always got it with me, put it on a list on my phone, and then at the end of every month, or at some point in the month, I'm allowed to have one purchase. So these include things that I do need as well as things that I do want. So this also includes things like skincare and makeup and stuff like that I want to continue to use. I'm using it as a sort of let's have a look and see what you actually do need, Lauren, list. So in January, so this has been going on so far, so in January I bought myself a Six the Musical t-shirt, which was a bit of a, maybe on reflection that probably wasn't the bestest thing to buy, but I've worn that t-shirt loads. I love Six the Musical. I went to see it twice in January, bought the t-shirt at one of the showings and then wore it to the next one, and it just makes me feel very happy when I'm wearing it. I don't know why I haven't got it on now. That would have been perfect for this video. So that was my first purchase in January. In February, I purchased 5 pairs of Wooker period knickers. Now, I'd been knowing that I'd been wanting to buy period knickers for a very long time to sort of keep my supply going. I've actually now got enough knickers where I can do a whole period on these knickers without panicking that one pair's not going to be dry enough, particularly in the winter. And my normal place where I buy period knickers, Modibody, they hadn't done my size in the pairs that I wanted for months. We're looking at like sort of November I'd been looking, and I looked elsewhere and found this other brand, Wooker, that my cousin Laura had been using. So I bought 5 pairs on there. Now what I will say, this is another sort of tip. This is more of a sort of chatty video. There's no like, and tip number 2. But I suppose this would count as tip number 2, is that I thought on that for a little bit. Normally, very impulsive, as I say, buying stuff in supermarkets. Oh yeah, I'll get that. Buying fast fashion, buying stuff online. But I thought, all right, well, I'll have a think about these Wooker knickers. It was 5 pairs for £119, I think, which made them about £23 £3 each, I think. Yeah, let's say that. And I thought I'll have a little think about it. Well, guess what? She'd been on that website, and me Instagram at Targeted Ads come back to me and said, do you want 10% off of Wooker at the moment? Yes, I do. So because I'd sort of sat on it for a little bit, I got even more money off of it. So I ended up getting 5 pairs of period knickers for £99. And do you know what, guys? They're even better than the Moddy Body ones, I think. So yeah, very pleased about that. So that was February's purchase. Then March's purchase was a Lucy and Yak jacket that I wanted. And again, I'd seen this Lucy and Yak jacket. It was actually on my Christmas list for last year, and I didn't get it. Sort of like a big oversized denim jacket with like a Dalmatian print. I also wanted the trousers, but the trousers were sold out, and I had my eye on it for a long time. And I don't have... I'm terrible with coats. I've literally just bought myself, well, no, not just bought myself, in between Christmas and New Year, after Christmas last year, I had 15 quid's worth of Nectar points on my Sainsbury's card, so I've got a actually warm, sensible coat from there. And I don't have coats that match the seasons, so this coat's going to be a very good sort of transitional coat, because it's denim, not really thin, not really thick denim, but like thin sort of lightweight denim, but it's oversized, so I can wear jumpers underneath it now to wear it now, and then as it sort of goes in, it's light denim, so I can wear it in the summer as well. Anyway, it was £65. I kept thinking about it. Lucy and Yak is a good place to buy clothes from. They're very sustainable. When I went back on the website, it had gone down to £42. So I thought, March is the month for me. I will buy it there. So the main thing I've been doing, and if you are a spender like me and you want to reduce your spending, I can't recommend this sort of like making a list of things that you want to buy and then looking at that every month and thinking, oh, actually, what do I need this month? Now, I am going to need more makeup and skincare soon. I'm running out of foundation and I'm running out of cleansers. So I know that in April, that's going to be what happens in April. I'm going to have to buy myself some skincare or makeup. But I've also got things on there like new bed sheets, little kitchen items that I need. I'm really after a spider sieve and a sauce whisk. Even bigger things on there. I'd like a heated clothes dryer and a dressing table. And I was thinking, as this list sort of collates as the years go on, when it gets to Christmas and birthdays, I've already got a list of things that I actually need, rather than sort of saying, oh, I don't know, just get me, I don't know how present situations work where you are, but my mum would like a very specific thing. She wants me to tell her what she wants, what I want her to get me and where she can get it from. So I've already got a sort of pre-made list here. So that's working very well for me, and it also means I can sort of tailor these things to when I'm actually going to need them. And yeah, like I say, 3 months in, the things that I've actually bought have been very, very useful to me, and stuff that I'm really delighted with. And yeah, I'll be using them like I'm pleased with myself. So that's what I will do. So off the back of making lists, this is also similar, what I would say is do a sort of stock take. So another place where I sort of been overspending is food, and particularly spices. So whenever I buy spices, I always think, oh, I haven't got any ground cinnamon. And I do a lot of sort of cooking that involves spices and herbs and things like that. No, I haven't got any of that. I haven't got any caraway seeds. Well, I did a sort of semi-stock take last year and had a look at everything I had. I had something like 6 almost fresh caraway seeds, ground coriander, things like that. So I've stopped, so I'm not allowed to buy them anymore unless I've checked that I've got them. Another thing I've been doing is that in my, in the Asda that's close to where I work, it's quite a good Asda, and it's got a very big world's food section. So what I've been buying is the bigger bags of spices, and then I can fill up the little pots, and then I know that I've got more and they're lasting more. They cost just as much as the smaller things. These are very niche tips of saving money. Probably good for if you're me. But there we go. So that's another spot. But yeah, do a stock take, and not just of your food and things like that, but also of your clothes. So if you're buying something new, you've got to think, oh, well, what's that going to go with? Like my jacket. I was thinking, well, this jacket's oversized. I can wear jumpers underneath it. When it's in the summer, I can wear that. It's a good length that I can wear it with dresses, and I think I can also wear it with jeans and things like that. So have a real idea of what you've got, and this particularly is if you've got a lot of clothes like I do have, and then pair things up before you make the decision to buy one. So there we go. Another thing people said is spreadsheets. Now, I'm not very good with Excel. Like Excel, I don't really get on very well with it, but I know a lot of people use spreadsheets. So if that might be something for you, then use spreadsheets and sort of chronicle your spending. But I don't feel like I've had to do this year because I just haven't been spending that much money, so it doesn't seem worth sort of chronicling it. Another thing I've done this year to save money is I've been using my library and the Libby app, and I'm actually quite fortunate. The county that I live in the UK has 2 county councils within it, so I'm a member of both of those libraries because I'm a member of my county council, and then the other council is near where I work, so I've joined a library there. That library is great, and it means you can get reservations for free. So if I want a book, I type it in, if it's on the thing, I put a reservation on it, and I've been using that unbelievably. I've just done a library haul, and you'll be able to see like how much I've been using my library this year. That is amazing. The other library that I'm a member of is £1 for each reservation, and when like I'm always happy to contribute to libraries and to sort of spend for libraries because I want those libraries to stay open. So after the Women's Prize for Fiction longlist was announced, I went onto the library, which is free, the one with free reservations. What can I get on there? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ordered that. And then I went and got 3 books from the library where I have to pay for reservations. So those reservations, as I said, are £1 each. Yes, that's spending, but it's spending for a good cause. I want my libraries to stay open, and I want to read these books, and I'm not spending 15 quid on a hardback book because I'm getting a £1. And the authors are still benefiting because the authors benefit when you get books out from their library. Win, win, win. Libraries are amazing, guys. Join your library. And then on top of that, I've got my Libby app, which I use for audiobooks. And yeah, I always go on there and check whatever audiobooks that I want first. Is that on there? Wonderful. Meal planning is something that I have been doing for a long time, but as part of one of my things that I want to do this year is eat more seasonally, because that also means eating cheaper as well. So David and I get a fruit and veg box delivered every other week, which has seasonal fruit and veg in it. But like I said, stock taking, planning, seeing what you've got. David bought me membership to the Sorted Food Club over for one of my Christmas presents last year. They're a YouTube channel. I'll link them down below. I'm very, very fond of those lads. They're very good. It's a cookery channel with 1 chef and 3 normals, and they sort of like do food challenges together, test pretentious ingredients, work out where it's worth spending your money. Like, is it worth spending more money on like more expensive garlic or olive oil or things like that? Like, very sort of that helps as well. But their food app enables you to do one shop, and you use that whole shop. It's a bit like Gousto, I guess, but you use it. So like you would have a pot of creme fraiche, and you'd use 1/3 of it in this meal, 1/3 of it in that meal, and 1/3 of it in that meal. There's no food waste. So yeah, my food waste is getting much better this year. But yeah, stock taking, making lists of what you and just planning your meals, that's going to help a lot. Targets and spreadsheets, as I said, spreadsheets, but targets also. So like I've given myself, I'd wanted to spend a lot less money this year anyway, or the past few years. David and I are getting married at the end of this year, and like we're already sort of reaping the benefits with having a little bit of excess income, little bit of excess money, let's say, not income because we're not earning anymore, in able to sort of put deposits on things that are going on for our wedding later on this year. But if you've got a target to work towards, that might really help. It might not even be a massive target like saving up for a mortgage. I mean, fucking hell. That ain't ever going to happen for me. But like I said, I've got my wedding. It might be a smaller target. It might just be sort of like slowly creeping out of your overdraft, which I'm finding myself doing this year as well. So yeah, very pleased. Also, sharing stuff. So for instance, if you need a specific pair of shoes to go with a dress for something you're going to, or if you need a headband for something, or if you want to read a book, or if you like, just ask your friends and family if they've got anything that you can borrow, if they're thinking of getting rid of stuff. Like me, my mum and my sister, whenever any of us are getting rid of like clothes or books or stuff, we'd always say to each other, does anyone want these? And that seems to be working quite well. In fact, it's worked very well for me in terms of my wedding shoes. My cousin Laura is going to be lending me my wedding shoes because I was saying to her I wanted a gold pair of shoes, and she said, I've got a gold pair of shoes. So yeah, just ask amongst friends before you decide to sort of commit to something. If you only need something for one, this is something I was so guilty of before, thinking, well, I've got this dress, but it will only go with one specific type of colour of shoe or one specific handbag I can wear with that. Like, broaden your horizons and just ask people if anyone's got anything similar. There we go. As I said, wait for the deals to come to you and stock take. Yeah, so those are like my sort of things that I've been doing this year. Oh, I got through that quicker than I thought. Those are the things that I've been doing this year in terms of saving a bit of money. Let me know your tips. Would love to hear your tips. If you've done this before, if you're hoping to do it this year, scaling back on spending, scaling back on buying, would love to hear all your tips. And I'll see you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!